Russian President Vladimir Putin's decision to invade neighboring Ukraine to create a puppet government has been condemned practically by the entire world. And as the days are passing, the unfortunate war between Ukraine and Russia is getting worse and worse. Since Russia launched its war on Ukraine, more than 2.69 million people have fled to other countries, according to UN estimates. It's time people step up and stop this war. Luckily, one man has challenged the Russian president to single combat. We're talking about Elon Musk. Stay tuned. In today's video, we will discuss how Elon Musk has declared war on Russia. Welcome to Future. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and like our video. Elon Musk has just challenged Russia's President Putin for a fight. As he tweeted, "I hereby challenge Vladimir Putin to single combat. Stakes are Ukraine. Do you agree to this fight?" Elon Musk is now using technology that he built as his primary modus operandi in his war against the Russians. Musk revealed that Ukraine would have access to the Starlink satellite communication system. Starlink services are now already available, and new terminals are on the way. According to the entrepreneur, Starlink is a global satellite communication system that is designed to provide internet connectivity to users all over the world. Previously, SpaceX, the company that built Starlink, announced the debut of a new price plan that increased data transfer speeds from 150 to 500 megabits per second. The typical rate offers speeds of 50 to 250 megabits per second. Now Elon Musk, the founder of SpaceX, has granted Ukraine access to the Starlink satellite system's terminals. On February 26, Ukraine's Minister of Digital Information declared this on his Twitter account. Fedorov sent Musk a tweet with the following message: "While you're on your way to colonizing Mars, Russia is attempting to annex Ukraine. Russian missiles are hitting Ukrainian residents while your rockets successfully land from space. We request that you furnish Ukraine with Starlink stations and that you urge all reasonable Russians to cease." Elon Musk responded with an announcement that the Starlink satellite internet service has been launched. Additional Starlink terminals have been dispatched to Ukraine. Elon Musk didn't waste any time waiting. In many parts of the country, access to the network has been disrupted since the commencement of the military campaign in Ukraine. This lag can be overcome by using the Starlink satellite internet, which Elon Musk's SpaceX operates. More terminals are being built in the country. Of course, not everyone will be able to connect to the network through satellite, but Starlink will help to at least partially fix the problem. Several aspects of what transpired aren't entirely evident from a technological standpoint. Naturally, free Starlink terminals will be provided to Ukraine. Since their market worth is $499 per piece, they are unlikely to become popular in this country as of now. On February 25, 2022, SpaceX reported a successful launch into orbit, a batch of 50 tiny satellites of the global internet network Starlink. Starlink is a global satellite system launched by SpaceX to give high-speed broadband satellite internet connectivity to areas where it was previously unreliable, expensive, or unavailable. Currently, the orbital constellation of SpaceX satellites consists of about 2,000 spacecrafts, making Elon Musk's company the world's largest satellite operator. It should be emphasized that, despite having the world's largest satellite constellation, the Starlink project is still far from completion. Though 2,000 satellites have already been launched, tens of thousands more were originally planned. Even though many corporations have stated that their operations or services in Russia will be suspended or terminated, their executives have remained silent on the Russian-Ukrainian conflict. Elon Musk chose to take action and declared to his 76 million followers on Twitter. Elon Musk wrote on March 5, "Hold strong Ukraine, surrounded by 3 Ukrainian flags on the left and 3 more on the right." Ukraine's Vice Prime Minister, Fedorov, had earlier urged the billionaire on Twitter to help, in reaction to Russia's attack on communications networks. In case there were any doubts about Musk's decision, he also added a second note, in which he conveyed his sympathy to the awesome people of Russia who do not want this. Musk also provided directions and instructions about using Starlink successfully while fighting an invasion by land, air, and water. According to Musk, Russian hackers or bad actors are likely to attack these Starlink terminals. He said, "Important warning, Starlink is the only non-Russian communication system still working in some parts of Ukraine, so the probability of being targeted is high. Please use with caution." The first consumer product from Musk's SpaceX company, Starlink, is high-speed internet, powered by a network of more than thousands of small low-orbit satellites. It provides internet connection to residents in areas where telecom firms' static and mobile networks are underdeveloped. Thousands of small satellites currently orbit the globe, usually around 342 miles or 550 kilometers, above the Earth's surface. Ground stations must also communicate with satellites worldwide for the system to work. With the delivery of Starlinks to Ukraine, people and journalists will be able to keep the rest of the world up to date on the situation in real time. The Ukrainian armed forces may also be able to utilize them, though this has yet to be confirmed. It's important to note that an update on the 3rd of March enables Ukrainians to use the Starlink services on the move, which would be a godsend for military commanders out in the field. Updating software to reduce peak power consumption so Starlink can be now powered from a car's cigarette lighter. Mobile roaming enabled so phased array antenna can maintain signal while on moving vehicle. Musk tweeted. Satellites have a significant advantage over ground-based equipment, in that they can expand the coverage area internationally. Furthermore, interfering with operating satellites would be significantly more complex than interfering with intelligence gathering infrastructure. The story, on the other hand, gets more fascinating. Dmitry, the chief of Russia's space program, criticized Musk's support for Ukraine and the country's economic sanctions in general. "We can't equip the United States with our world's greatest rocket engines in a circumstance like this. Let them fly on something else," Dmitry remarked on Russian state television. "They're broomsticks. I don't know what." According to Rogozin, during the 1990s, 122 RD-180 engines were sent to the United States, with 98 of them having already been utilized in NASA flights. Russia's moves follows a barrage of economic sanctions imposed by the US and its allies in the aftermath of their invasion of Ukraine. These sanctions have virtually destroyed the Russian economy since the beginning of the war. Elon Musk went to Twitter less than 24 hours after the announcement to launch rhetorical missiles at Russia's space agency director. "American broomsticks," Musk tweeted alongside a video of a recent SpaceX launch and a screenshot of words made by the president of the state space agency, implying that the United States could not get to space without Russian engines. He has a history with Dmitry, having previously quarreled with him over the danger to the International Space Station, or, even further back, his insults to SpaceX for being backed by NASA. It's not the first time that Musk has pushed himself into a global crisis to further his business interests and solidify his position as one of the world's most influential people. In early 2020, as the coronavirus epidemic spread over the world, Musk said that Tesla would begin making ventilators to help hospitals combat COVID-19. On March 4th, SpaceX confirmed that 47 Starlink satellites have been deployed to Ukraine. It's unclear whether more will be supplied in the weeks ahead. Despite the fact that Elon Musk is outspoken in his opposition to Russia, Starlink has been told by some governments, but not Ukraine, to block Russian news sources. Musk wrote on Twitter on March 5th, "We will not do so unless at gunpoint." According to Newsweek, certain internet businesses, like Google and Microsoft, have worked to restrict Russian media outlets, such as the state-run RT network and Sputnik. Still, Musk's statement suggested that Starlink would not block individual Russian news organizations. In his remarks, he apologized for being a free speech absolutist. He also pushed for an immediate increase in oil and gas production worldwide, since sustainable alternatives cannot replace Russian output. Musk stated on Twitter, "Hate to say it, but we need to increase oil and gas output immediately. Extraordinary times demand extraordinary measures." While growing oil and gas production will damage Tesla, he continued, "Sustainable energy solutions will not be able to compensate for Russian oil and gas production rapidly enough." While the EU and US, and many others have imposed sanctions on Moscow, many companies and global brands have also suspended operations in Russia. But none have taken the outspoken actions like Elon Musk. What do you think of Elon Musk's effort to help the people in Ukraine and to challenge Russia to end this war? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe to our channel to get updated with everything on future technology.